Hey guys, good morning. Red Black greetings. This is Otinho, Otto, Patamar. This is Flamengo. Flamengo just arrived here in Doha. We were following on Flamengo television. The players have arrived. We have some important information to bring to you here. And man, let's get straight to it. Let's just ask everyone to join us here. We're talking to you guys. Look, just subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, hit the bell, and leave that awesome like on the video. Give us that support. It's important for you to always give us that support. Share our content to help our channel. Leave a like so YouTube knows you enjoy our content, right? Otinho, my red and black love. Hey, our lucky charm. Damn, he was born wanting milk just like Pedro, huh, guys? So let's check out Flamengo's arrival here. I just want to remind you that the Million Picks Benefits Club is already happening. All the weekly raffles are still on. There's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and there are instant prizes. You exchange your points for products, so hurry up. You can secure yours right now. I'll leave it here on the screen as well. Look, more hair. You can do hair treatment and lose weight in a healthy way with My Cabello. Point over here because Recode can guarantee it. And there's still time for you to go to Doha to follow Flamengo. Semi-final, final. If Flamengo qualifies, we'll cover it here. You can also look it up. The contact is on WhatsApp, in the description, and in the pinned comments, so you can get in touch with Arudo's Caravan. The one that doesn't leave you out, doesn't leave you outside, doesn't let you miss your dream. Let's go. Let's follow Flamengo's arrival, right? In Doha, Qatar for the Club World Cup.
CAETA, and then you have several options with Bruno Henrique, with Samuel Lino, with Cebolinha, with Plata, and here comes Flamengo. Attention, Flamengo is coming. Felipe Luis is showing up. The historic Felipe Luis, skilled Brazilian champion of the Libertadores, Copa do Brasil, the only one so far as both a player and a coach. Flamengo players receiving the gifts. Right now, a scarf from Qatar for Leo Pereira, not the first one, and Jose Boto has already received his.
There are a lot of gifts.
Flamengo arrived in the country of the World Cup to make history. Leo Pereira, Jose Boto, Leo Ortiz, Felipe Luis, Flamengo's arrival. Welcome everyone. Alexandro, welcome here. To Qatar, Varela, Rossi, Ayrton, Lucas, Pedro Plata, Rascaeta, Milano's dad, arriving here. Great Arrasca there with De La Cruz. Danilo, the hero of the fourth title. Jorginho. Here, Flamengo, the whole delegation is arriving. Rodrigo Paiva, everyone is here in position, right? Are they going to take a picture? It's the welcome reception for Flamengo here at the Club World Cup. Luis Araújo, Bruno Henrique also showing up there. Carrascal, Saul, Emerson Royal, Mateus Cunha. We're recording everything in detail, and that's Mengão, huh? Four-time Libertadores champion, Zenia, Brazilian champion. Look at this photo that will go down in history, huh? Players who are already part of Flamengo's history and will make it even more by winning the Club World Cup here. Here comes Juninho, who the fans love. Rodrigo Paiva is here with us. Let's talk here with Rossi as well, already over there.
Look at that. So let's talk to Rossi. Let's put him on the screen.
It's to conduct the training. Follow on Flamengo television the most beloved Agustin Rossi, arriving, already a historic goalkeeper for Flamengo, arriving for this very special competition here in Qatar. Great to speak with you on Flamengo television.
Rossi, thank you so much. I'm very happy not just to have made it this far, but for achieving the things we've achieved. And to come here to compete in this competition, to finish the year in the best way possible.
And arriving with some time at the end of the season, it's good for the team to prepare and adapt for this debut against Cruz Azul.
Yes, I think so. Very happy because we managed to win the Brazilian Championship ahead of time to beat the team that played yesterday. Actually, I think we saw it. We didn't watch the game, but we saw the highlight from the game. The best moment was drawing against the team, against Mirassol. It was very good for Flamengo, for the boys who went to play there. And now we just have to focus on Wednesday because we have an important match here, and that's it. I'm very happy to have, as I said, recently made it this far.
Now we can rest and get ready for Wednesday's game. With your achievements and experience, you're already part of Flamengo's history. Even so, I still get butterflies. It's a special feeling to be here.
It's our main goal. It was obviously the Libertadores for Brazilians back in Brazil, in South America. And getting here is an extra you get for winning the Libertadores, so that's it. I'm very happy to be here to compete in this tournament with high expectations. Obviously, always believing that everything can work out, so that's it. Now it's time to rest and prepare for Wednesday's game in the best way possible so we can be ready for the big match we have. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good luck. Thank you very well. Agostinho Rossi, good luck.
Good luck, Agostinho Rossi, the whole Flamengo cast. Excellent coverage by Flamengo Television. Subscribe to Flamengo Television. Man, we have some information to bring to you, right? A little something in our lap. Here we have a lot to talk to you about regarding the Club World Cup. I'll share my screen with you too. Thank you, Zanotto. It's because Cruz Azul played, right? And I'm bringing here some important information about Cruz Azul, which was eliminated. Cruz Azul was eliminated. Okay, let me get it here, all right? Cruz Azul eliminated from the Mexican Championship in the semifinals this Saturday. Are people expecting Flamengo to thrash Cruz Azul? It was a 1-1 draw with Tigres, the team that knocked out Palmeiras in that 2022 Club World Cup, wasn't it? Or was it in 2021? It was in 2021, right? Tigres eliminated Palmeiras, but Flamengo does well against Tigrinho, huh? Flamengo does well against Tigrinho. But this time it's with Cruz Azul, right? But they tied with Tigres, right? So Flamengo faces Cruz Azul. The information is that he was eliminated, right? He won't play in the Mexican Championship anymore. If he had made it through, maybe it would have been better for Flamengo because actually he was pretty unmotivated, right? There's that too. But if they had made it through, they would have been in a tight spot to play the Mexican final, right? Their delegation is flying to Doha this morning on a chartered flight costing over 5 million, and they're also leaving from Monterrey, passing through Toronto and Paris before arriving in Doha. Here's some more information so we can show you Flamengo's players at the time of boarding as well, right? Look, everyone is excited, Pedro, as I told you, without the arm protection, right? Look, there's Arrascaeta, the Uruguayans, De La Cruz taking a picture, Alexandro, and Samuel Lino, who's set to shine again, right? Who scored the goal for the Brazilian title? Double Lelel, double Lelel. Look at Luis Araujo. Luis Araujo. Luis Araújo. Look at that. According to the Universal Online portal, Flamengo notified Globo for unauthorized use of images from Flamengo Television. You need authorization, right? It's complicated. The portal says the broadcaster used live footage from the soundtrack, which only the Red Black television team could access without permission. Man, especially live, right? We have club communications authorization to use it, just not live, right? You can't compete with your own, right? The document made by the club asks the Rio broadcaster to remove all the content used on its platforms. It says the broadcaster needs the Rio club's approval to air images. What bothered Flamengo's board was the fact that Globo broadcasted the images with the Sport Television logo over the Flamengo television image. That's not allowed, right? GLOBO, that's not allowed, right? GLOBO, you always have to give credit to Flamengo Television, right? There's no way to do that, right? So once again, we feel sad to see this kind of thing happen. Look, let me bring you some important information, okay? Let me bring you some important information. Flamengo finished with a goal difference of 51, right? and breaks the record for goal difference in the Brasileirão with this Saturday's 3-3 against Mirassol. Flamengo broke its own record of 49 goal difference from 2019, Cruzeiro's 40 from 2013, Corinthians 40 from 2015, and Palmeiras' 39 from 2022. Flamengo is reaching the highest goal difference in history. Flamengo is reaching the highest goal difference in the history of the Brazilian Championship. Congratulations to this fantastic Flamengo team, right? Flamengo is champion of everything, including the Copa do Brasil, Supercopa Carioca, Brazilian Championship, and Libertadores. Let's aim for the Club World Cup, okay? We also have another important piece of information to share here, which is that Flamengo has reached a milestone. Look, Flamengo also had the best defense. Flamengo had the best defense in the championship and the best offense in the championship. Impressive, right? And we're seeing a lot of people saying that the real Brazilian championship started in 1971. This needs to be said. The real Brazilian championship, the Brasileirão, started in 71. The rest they did over there at Faxan and all that, right? The Robertão was more of a Rio-São Paulo tournament, just including Cruzeiro and Atlético Mineiro rather than truly Brazilian. Flamengo is actually the top Brazilian champion in this championship since 1971. Flamengo leads with 9, the most anyone has. Palmeiras has 8, Corinthians 2, that's right. Let me check here. Look, Flamengo has 9, Palmeiras has 8, Corinthians has 7, São Paulo has 6, Vasco has 4, Cruzeiro, Fluminense, and Inter have 3, Atlético, Grêmio, Botafogo, and Santos have 2. Okay, so in this Brasileirão format, since 71, it's the real one, not a fax, not an asterisk, right, Palmeiras? In the Brasileirão, without an asterisk, Flamengo is the biggest champion. Okay, yeah, we also have Jorginho here, right, who arrived with the team just now speaking. Here's the thing. My happiness here is huge. Flamengo's fans are different. It's pure passion. I want to create my story and become this club's idol. Many years lie ahead, God willing. Jorginho, you play there until you're 38. Then you'll be very happy at Flamengo. You'll win many titles. Our great leader on the field, our coach on the field. That's the truth. Jorginho is the coach on the field, right, guys? Look, Flamengo has extended its dominance, right, over Brazilian football against Palmeiras. For those who find the rivalry absurd, okay? In the last 20 matches between the clubs, Flamengo won, 10 lost, only 3, and there were 7 draws, further increasing this impressive record. Palmeiras is the biggest rival today in Brazilian football. Palmeiras is Flamengo's biggest rival in Brazilian football. Okay, we also have some other information to share with you. It's important. Asteriscos do Flamengo is trending everywhere. Getúlio Vargas posted asteriscos do Flamengo. Top offense, defense, most wins, fewest losses, best goal difference, home record, along with Mirassol, highest revenue and attendance record. Okay, these are the asterisks of Flamengo. Take that bell in Palmeiras.
Take that Palmeiras, pararara, take that Palmeiras, take that Palmeiras.
So we also have some interesting statements from BAP here. BAP saying that he's not going to look for players, right? Flamengo aims to lower the squad's average age due to older players. I'm going to bring it here so we don't have to show the press conference. I'll bring you straight to the mixed zone. I'll bring what Bruno Pivete said about Matias Vinha, and I'll also bring BAP's statements. He said the following regarding Vinha. All the professional players who were with us today were chosen by the professional football department. We had no say at all in the selection of the players, and we only received the list of those who would play. They came to train with us, managed to do a great job, represented the player very well, represented very well. Where are they? They were getting so many minutes and all that. Even so, look, they are players who were out of rhythm, and even so, they ran the whole time. They gave their body, soul, and spirit and managed to contribute a lot to the game we achieved today. So amazing, really. He explained that Matias coming was a decision made by the professional football staff, right? The coaching staff, led by Felipe Luis, chose not to include Matias Vinha. Bruno Pivete was not involved. Okay, is that so? We also have him here showering praise on the boys. The current professional team players have already proven themselves. Alassian and Werter Araújo, both from Flamengo's youth academy, have now advanced to the next level. Alassi is nearing the age limit next year. He's had great opportunities and we see players with strong potential. They are already at the highest level, but they can maintain this level of performance. Okay, so you guys are following along. It's important. Bruno Pivetti is praising, and we also have BAP, right? Talking about renewing the squad and everything else. Look at what BAP said, guys. Take a look. Look. If I have to spend $1 billion to keep winning everything, I can spend it. Wanting to spend but being unable to because you can't pay is different. Spending decisions have consequences. You need the money to pay. And when I look within this 2-year planning horizon, I could spend $1 billion next year. I should. I could spend $1 billion next year. I should. That's where evaluation helps. Let's take it day by day. BAP, just to be clear, he can spend on certain things if he wants. Here are a few examples. You don't plan for just 1 year, you sign players with a 4-year contract. We want to lower the average age of the squad, so you have to consider the age of the current players because in 1 or 2 years, they'll be older. You have to consider the players you sign this year, if they're 26, what their age is, and also consider the age of those who are leaving. So who will you sign now? Someone who's 27? If I want someone who's 25 now, Joãozinho will be 26 and a half in 2027. So there are a number of aspects you have to consider in this process of evaluating player profiles, positions, and players you think could be sold. Later, you have to look into the age factor. This is a chess game, and you can't just think 1 year ahead. You have to think a little further. Beto wants to lower the squad's age so you can negotiate players later. But that's not Flamengo's main intention. I'm going to invite you once again, right? Leave the QR code for the million pics on the screen. You secure your benefits club and exchange them for products, experiences, and great opportunities. And I want to say that I've already won. You've already won. So stay tuned on Instagram today. There are some tips. Our tip was perfect yesterday. I predicted a draw and over 1.5 goals. If you followed my advice, comment here. I followed your lead, won, and did well. Play responsibly, only for those over 18. And remember, it's for fun, not investment. Now I'm going to call in the coverage from Gustavo Henrique, giving a shock. Mixed zone with Everton Araújo. This guy who's still going to shine a lot at Flamengo straight from Mirassol, for those of you who haven't been following.
It was a bit strange, right, man? But we can see that the guys already look at us differently. Since we've been in the professional scene longer, we've experienced more than they have, right? But we came with a lot of humility, already trying to share a bit of what we know, a bit of what I know with them, so we can go out on the field and give our best. I'm grateful to God for another chance to wear this jersey. This game we played is really important, you know, man. The under 20 guys are joking around like I mentioned in the locker room before the match. I think we have to go out on the field every day, give our best, and make the most of the opportunity. How do we wear this jersey? We shouldn't focus on the opponent or who's on the field. Just go out and do our best.
As always, it's going to be crazy. Leaving here to go to Doha, sleeping in Sao Paulo, all the rush.
The craziness is good, right? Thank God, as champions, we'll get to play in the Club World Cup. It's a pleasure for everyone, God willing.
Everton, how is it?
Calm. The kids know how to play, they know the game, they know what they have to do. The coach explained everything to us. Michael and I spent time there figuring out the best way to be on the field and what we could do. We managed to get an important draw here against their tough team, and thank God it was a good game.
Everton, I don't know if you've been following all the buzz about this Wednesday's game, in which you'll be there, you'll be part of it, but a lot has been said in the Mexican press with people seeing Cruz Azul from Mexico as the favorite. How are you players dealing with this after Flamengo has won 2 extremely important titles on the continent?
I don't think we need to look at them. We need to focus on what they're thinking, what they're saying over there. I think we have to do our own thing quietly with a lot of humility. We train daily, and on Wednesday we'll play an excellent game that requires real skill.